I felt like we were pouring all this energy into creating something awesome each week. And then as soon as that podcast went live, it was like, well, that's done. Now we got to do it all over again.
I mean, let's do it again.
Oh, it just did not make sense. And we needed to get more mileage out of the content that we had worked so hard on.
Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Julie. We're lifelong friends and entrepreneurs who have spent the past 15 years building successful businesses. Yep, we've done the scary stuff in business and in life.
We created this podcast to empower and inspire women to be bold and courageous in their personal and professional journeys. Each week, we explore stories, insights, and practical tips to help you harness your knowledge and experiences to create and grow your business or improve your life. If you're ready to take action, or even if you're just dreaming about building the life you deserve, you've come to the right place.
Get ready to step out of your comfort zone as we celebrate bravery, share inspiring interviews, and offer the guidance you need to blossom into your fullest potential. Okay, friends, let's be brave together. This is the Brave Looks Good on You podcast. Hey, y'all, it's Julie.
And I'm Melissa, and we're really excited about today's episode. It's going to be fun because we're actually talking about something that has completely transformed how we run our businesses.
Yeah, and we have been waiting to share this with you all, and we know personally that it has been a game changer and has saved us both so much time and energy. So we're ready to dive in, and we're going to talk about content repurposing and how Chat GPT has become our new secret weapon for making it happen.
Yes, we have gotten so into this and love it, and we can't wait to share it with you. But if we lost you at content repurposing, let me start there. So this just takes a piece of content. It's referring to like taking something you've already done, like a newsletter, and then you turn that into multiple posts you can use. So what it means, that's beautiful, is that you do not have to start from scratch every time you have to post or create something.
Okay, so we have some very exciting news. We want to give you a sneak peek into the mini course we've created to help you do the same thing. And we're going to share this link, of course, in the show notes so that you can take this course for free. And we're going to walk you through using Chat GPT for content repurposing.
Yes. And the best thing for somebody like me, not only is it free, that's Julie's thing. She loves that it's free. But for those of you like me, it's short. So if you've got a shorter attention span, the whole thing is 15 minutes. So if you are constantly feeling like you're on that content creation hamster wheel, and I feel like anybody who is on social media probably feels this is for you. It's that never-ending cycle of creating good, engaging posts. This is going to be a game changer.
Melissa, first, let's talk about why we created this course, okay? Yeah. I think you actually had this aha moment about 2 years ago, right around the time we were starting this podcast. And you stumbled on a website that could help with posts and outlines, and you started using it to sort of help write the scripts for our podcast episodes. Yeah. So let's talk about that, because it was so funny when you were like, hey, I found this new thing and I really think we need to use it.
Yeah, it was really before I'd ever heard the words AI in relation to anything like this. And it was not Chat GPT, it was a different program, but I did begin to use it, and it shocked me and freaked me out a little bit. You know, I'm like, how does this do this? This is incredible. Now it's more clunky and definitely not Chat GPT, but it helped a lot just getting started. And all I used it for them were just like podcast scripts and helping us kind of clean that up and stuff. But it was cool because you and I both at the beginning were having to just do everything from scratch, nonstop. Mm-hmm. It was like the talking points for the podcast, the newsletters, our social media, you name it. Like you and I felt like all we were doing was getting on socials, trying to get them scheduled. And Julie, you were doing the same thing with like our emails and just all the other things you were working on.
Yeah, I felt like we were pouring all this energy into creating something awesome each week. And then as soon as that podcast went live, it was like, well, that's done. Now we got to do it all over again.
I mean, let's do it again.
Oh, it just did not make sense. And we needed to get more mileage out of the content that we had worked so hard on.
Yeah. And that's really when the light bulb went off. Repurposing. Like, why can't we use an even better platform? Surely if this is out here, there's got to be a better one that could turn a piece of content into multiple things and work across the different platforms, formats, talking to different audiences. And man, when we stumbled on Chat GPT, what a huge win for us. But we had to learn how to use it. And I always leave that to Julie. I'm like, hey, Julie, can you figure this out?
Yeah. And then after we did a lot of researching, we discovered that we really liked Chat GPT. and how it was structured. And once we learned more about it, we began to use it to help us. We realized we were not the only ones who were stuck in the cycle of what do we do next on all of our content. And so we decided that we wanted to just kind of share some of our successes and the ways that we've figured out how to use it to our benefit. So that's why we created this mini course for you.
Yeah, because we want you guys to feel just as empowered as we did with this tool. And that's what it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute, more about just how people feel about Chat GPT and AI in general. But we want to show entrepreneurs, business owners, creators, you already have done it. You've created, and there's a way now to transform it to keep using those things. You can make a blog post into a social media series, a video, an email campaign, like anything you need. And Chat GPT, well, it has been our secret weapon to make that happen fast. So we want to talk about how it's going to help you and your businesses, because honestly, once you get the hang of the repurposing, you are going to kick yourself that you have not started this sooner.
And another great benefit is the time you're going to save.
Amen.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So imagine this. You've got a newsletter that you wrote and you loved it and it did well for you. And so instead of moving on to the next thing, with the help of Chat GPT, you can take that newsletter and put it into Chat GPT and ask it to break it down into bite-sized pieces for Instagram post or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you're engaging with your audience.
And not only does it save that time, but it's going to help you reach more people, different people, which is one of the things we're really trying to do. And some people, they prefer reading. They're going to want to read your longer newsletter or emails. Some like a visual. They love that video. Some people like an explanation or an educational thing. So everybody's content love is different. So I think it's a really good way to hit all those different things and probably reach different people, more people. And it just lets you connect with people on their preferred platforms.
Yeah. And let's not forget to talk about the SEO perks. I know that that doesn't speak to everyone, but it's important. And every time you put your content in a new format, you're creating more opportunities for your business to be found online. So we wanted the free mini course to show you how exactly to do all of this without having to reinvent the wheel every single time.
Yes, just leveraging what you've already created, turning it into something new, engaging. And then when you add Chat GPT, which we're going to walk you right through how easy it is, it just makes the process smoother and faster. So you will never have to stare at a blank screen again, which sounds amazing. Wondering like, what am I going to post next on Instagram? Because that's how I felt. I felt like I was doing that all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to address the elephant in the room. So back when you first started talking to me about using AI, there was a lot of buzz in the news about it being very controversial.
Yeah.
So let's dig into that for a second. I know some people are a little skeptical and they think, is this really going to help me or is this going to take over my creativity?
Yeah, and I do get that because in general, AI sounds intimidating, but the thing is, like, it's really not here to replace our creativity. It just enhances it. It takes what we're doing, gives us some suggestions. So it's like having a supercharged assistant that helps you brainstorm or draft or even just repurpose the content in ways you probably haven't thought of, which is what we've found to be true.
Right. And it's not about Chat GPT doing all the work for you. Like you said, it's just a tool that makes your workflow so much easier. So let me give you another example. You could give Chat GPT a prompt like, turn my newsletter into 5 Instagram captions, and boom, it's done. And you wrote the newsletter, so it's your information.
Yes.
And now you've got those social media posts ready to go, and you didn't have to start from scratch. I think that's the main point. Like, we hate starting from scratch.
Yes, we do. And if you're listening and you're thinking, I'm just still unsure about it, I don't know how to start it, well, that's the good thing. We've done that for you. We are going to walk you through exactly how to use Chat GPT step by step in this, like I said, 15-minute mini course. It's free, even better. And we just talk about how to save a conversation so that it like begins to learn your voice. It begins to learn your business, what you're doing, what your mission statement is. And on top of it, we have a whole cheat sheet of prompts, which is what you type into the question box. And as somebody who is a total self-professed, non-techie person, I can tell you it's really easy and user-friendly. Dare I say, really, it's fun. Once you start using it, I think
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it will blow your mind. And the best part, you're still in control of your voice and your brand and your message. So it does the heavy lifting.
Yeah, in fact, I'll speak to that, Melissa. You shouldn't use what Chat GPT first, iteration of what you're asking it to do, because likely it will not be in your voice and sound like you. So you have to keep going back and forth and talking to it more and giving it more instructions. And then it will gradually learn what you're looking for. So it's really cool. So if you start and you're like, this does not sound like me, you got to keep tweaking it. And we go through that in the course as well. So I thought I would just share a little bit of the step-by-step process that I use when I edit the podcast and how Chat GPT has really sped up that editing process, because it's kind of embarrassing to to tell you this, but a 30-minute podcast episode literally could take all day to edit the podcast, write the show notes, write the email that goes along with it, write all the social media content, produce the YouTube video. It is a lot of stuff, but all we get out of is a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah.
So there's a lot running in the background, but Chat GPT has really sped up that process. And so one of the cool things is the program that we use to edit the podcast is called Descript. And so if you ever need to do any kind of editing for audio or video, I highly recommend it, because it produces something on the screen that looks like a Word document. And it's so much easier to edit than trying to find wavelengths on a screen.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
anyway,
it's like our voices. Just throw that in. Like it's our recording.
yes,
Transcribes. Yeah.
that's right. And so I can just copy the exact transcription of what we said. So those were our words, and put it into Chat GPT. And from there, I asked Chat GPT to write the show notes for the podcast episode. I ask it to write the email. I ask it to help me write the social media post. And over time, like I said, we've trained it, and it knows exactly what I'm looking for and the exact format that I like it in, and the bullet points and the links.
Yeah.
It's
Even
so
the
smart.
emojis.
And the emojis and the hashtags. So it has really sped up the process. And I told Melissa, I don't know if we weren't doing this in 2024, I don't know how we would get this done.
I agree. Yes. And that's a cool glimpse. And I know probably you're listening, there's still some skeptics, but I want to tell one more story. And this is about Creighton, my oldest son. You know, it was a definite skeptic. My kids in general were like, don't use that. Of course, I'm sure at school they're telling them they can't. So Creighton is a first-year ag teacher in a school in Arkansas. And there's a lot that goes into lesson plans, you know, like trying to get all your stuff ready for the week and your handouts and tests and all that stuff that goes with that. So anyway, he finally messaged and said, Mom, could I log into y'all's Chat GPT and just check it out? And I was like, sure. And about 15 minutes went by and I get a text back and he was like, oh my goodness, Mom, like my mind is blown. This is incredible. It was helping him with his lesson plans and ideas. And he's since really relying on it. So he was won over by it and now realizes that, like I said, he doesn't use exactly what it gives him, but he edits and tweaks it. So it's really worked out for him too.
That's awesome. I love that he came around.
Yeah, you did. Finally, his mom knew something, right?
That's right. So that's another point. Like, we want to make sure that people understand Chat GPT is not going to take away from your creativity. It's just going to streamline the process and make it more efficient for you. And you'll be able to take that content you've worked so hard on and give it new life over and over and over again.
A dream come true. I'm serious. Like, it really is. It's just a new tool for all of us to use. And we really need to all try to lean into it because it's here to stay. So we want to invite each of you to take this free mini course. 15 minutes, like I said, it's to show you exactly how to get started, to lean into it, and how you can use it. It will walk you through the exact process for repurposing. And the best part, like I said, 15 minutes and free.
Yep. And we want as many people as possible to experience the benefits of content repurposing. So we made this course accessible to everyone, and we've linked that in the show notes. So if you have friends that you know of that have been talking about it and interested and maybe wanting to find out more, share the link with them. They'll be so thankful to you for sharing.
Yes. So if you're ready to take your content to the next level and save time, because you can't get time back. That's the commodity you can't get back. And just finally get the hang of the whole repurposing thing, check it out, as well as our prompt cheat sheet to begin to teach Chat GPT more about you and your business and how you can use it. And you will learn everything you need to know to start using it like a pro.
Absolutely. And this is for anyone. If you're a content creator, an entrepreneur, or a business owner, you will find some benefit from this course. So head over to our show notes to sign up and get that content working for you.
Yeah, because 2 years ago, I was intimidated by it when I stumbled on the other program, but then leaned in before it was really a thing. My mom was blown, told Julie. Fast forward, Chat GPT came into the scene. It's even better. It's really our favorite. And I still had to learn the tips and tricks to make it work for us. But once we did, I cannot imagine how different this business would look. Would we even be doing this podcast? I don't know. So it's been incredible.
Well, I'm so glad that we dug in and figured it out. And because we did, you don't have to do all that work. We did it for you. So take advantage of this free mini course.
If you like this episode, please share this with your friends, send them a text, share it for us so that they can take advantage of this free opportunity to grab this course, but also just our podcast in general. We would love that and appreciate it so much. And also give us a review. We love when you share us with your friends. And remember too, learning new things absolutely takes bravery. And you know what we say about that brave looks good on you.
Bye. Wait, I'm getting off track. Let me go back. Me too.
I know, I'm kind of messed up. And if you like this episode, or if it's ringing, no, resonating. Okay, hold on.